Hey guys, it's some sweet sunshine here. I hope I'm close enough to you guys. So I'm coming to you with a story time. So this story time is about transit and sexual harassment on transit. So this goes back like a long time ago. So one day I went to work, and usually when I go to work I work out for like an hour or an hour and a half, depending on how many times I stop between for like stretching or letting my muscles relax from one workout to another. So I went to the gym. Because I had two gyms. I had one gym at work and one gym outside of work. So I went to the gym. I left the gym. I had my gym bag this day. I remember this gym bag because it's, of course, it's my favorite color. It was red, and it was a Nike bag, and I used to carry it all the time. It was red and black. So I was carrying, and this bag was so heavy. I don't even know why it was so heavy. I think it's because I had my sneakers and certain things in there. Like I started bringing my own towel, because they give you towels at the gym, but I was always worried about getting like a rash or something on my skin. So I started bringing my own towel and stuff. So I had all of that in my gym bag. And my sports bra, stuff like that, water. And so I was on my way back, and this was on the train. So basically I'm riding the train. Everything is cool. A lot of people are on and off. The day was good. Nothing bad went on. So basically there's two stops that would empty out like a lot of passengers during my route. So, and it was always before my stop. So the first crowded stop where people got off went and passed. So I will always pay attention to my surroundings and look at like how many people are getting off or how many people are on the train with me or whatever. So basically, it was still a couple people on the train. Like I wasn't nervous or anything. So basically the train passed another stop. Then it was another stop where a lot of people got off. So it was only me and this tall guy sitting in the train. So I was sitting about 2 seats, 1 or 2 seats down from the door on this side, right? And he was on the other side by the door that goes to the next guy. He's really tall. He's sitting in the corner chair by the door that opens up into the other car. But I think it was locked. Not really sure. So it's usually locked, but sometimes it isn't. So the train, everybody got off the train, and the train was about to get to my stop. So eventually, before it got to my stop, it halted. The train halted, and we had got a message that we would be sitting there for a few minutes. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for your patience. So I'm like, okay, thank us for our patience. Like, we have a choice to jump off the train while it's closed. So this train is above ground where I was at. It's above ground. It wasn't in a tunnel or nothing like that. It wasn't passing where other people could walk across the past platform and see you. It was an elevated train stop. So before it gets to that train stop, it's just open air on both sides. Nowhere to jump to, nobody to see, nothing. So I'm sitting there looking out the window. I look down at that guy. I look down the other way to see who was on the train with me. So I was like, I couldn't wait to get off because I was getting off at the stop that we're stuck between. So basically, the guy, he moves down like 2 seats. It's 4 seats over there by the door. So he moves down like 2 seats. I ain't think nothing of it because I'm like, okay, I saw him in my peripheral. I saw him like from here. I saw something moving from this side. So I was like, okay, maybe he moving down. So when the train, goes into the platform, he could just get off, right? because my mind was saying, think positive, don't think of anything negative. So I'm like, all right, I'm thinking positive. So, okay. He then slides down another seat. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? In my brain, I'm like, what is this guy up to? Right? So basically, I'm still sitting there. He's not saying nothing. Train's not moving. They announced again, we're going to be sitting here for a while. Sorry for the inconvenience. Please bear with us or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So basically, the guy gets up. Now it's a bar. You know, you move down, it's a bar. Then it's the door. Then it's the other bar and another seat. Now that seat would be like diagonal where I'm sitting in my same area. So he got up and sat in the first seat, diagonal me, because I was like 2 seats in on this side. So he diagonal me. And then he sits there. So I'm like, why is this dude playing musical chairs on the train? I'm just not getting it, right? So I'm like, oh, maybe he's interested. Maybe he wants to get my phone number and he's shy and doesn't know how to get it. You know, I'm still trying to think it with my right mind and not think, okay, everyone's out to get you. So he still didn't say anything. So now he moves 2 seats down and he's like right in front of me. Eye shot right in front of me. So I'm like, why is this guy sitting in front of me just looking at me? So he's just staring at me and not saying anything. So now you're a weirdo. Right? So now I'm getting upset because when I'm scared, I get really pissed off. Right? So I was like, all right, here we go. Then I was like, oh my God, this how I'm gonna die, like on a train. Like, it, you know, like you have a choice of what happens and when, but I was just like, nah, man, no, I'm not ready. You know, I'm gonna give this fool a run for his money. Like, for real, I'm gonna bite him. Like, I don't care what he got. My whole thing is whatever's gonna happen, I'm getting out of this. So I'm sitting there and he's staring at me. He's just staring at me. But I'm not staring at him. I'm looking past him because I'm like not paying him no mind because I'm like, whatever. So basically he gets up, right? And he comes from that side of the train and sits right next to me. I'm talking about tight against my body, tight. He sat tight with his from this side on him. He was sat tight on this side of me, real tight. And he took his hand on this side, and he took it and went down and slid his hand right under my bottom. So I was just like, I was thinking about so many thoughts in my mind. Like, okay, how could you get out of this situation without dying, getting hurt, or getting further violated? And why won't this daggone train move already? You know, this is everything that's in my head, right? So it was like, my head was like, remember what you saw on TV about rape. And if they act crazy, you gotta be crazier. And I said, oh yeah, he got the right one, baby. So I sat there. I didn't move. And I turned towards the guy like this. And I says, come here. So I guess that looked sexual to him, because I was trying to take his power from him and put it in my own hands, right? So he said, huh? I says, come here. So he leaned in to listen. And I said, closer. So he leans closer. Like, seriously. Like, this guy is nuts. So I'm like, you see my gym bag? Do you see my gym bag on the floor? He's like, yeah. I says, pick it up. So he picked it up. And then he put it down. And I said, that's heavy, isn't it? And he was like, yeah. I says, well, I'm going to try not to curse because this is YouTube. Because I curse, so I'm a pirate. So I was like, it's really heavy, isn't it? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so if you don't move your MF hands from under mine, I will take this bag, because it was wrapped around my hand and I was holding it. I was like, I will take this bag and hit you in your face with it. So you better take your back to your seat where you were sitting when we both got in this train. And then I smiled at him. So he slipped his hand from under my butt, got up, and walked right back to the seat where he came from. So I was super devastated, and it made me so paranoid days after, like being on the train. Anytime somebody would brush against me or anything, I basically had PTSD, because I was like, that's a traumatic experience. So anytime somebody would brush against me or touch me by accident with a bag or whatever, I would feel alienated or feel violated and quickly turn around like ready to spaz, you know. So I just wanted y'all to know this story, have this story time. I thought it was an interesting story time. If you are a woman, man, whatever, and you're on a train, just watch your surroundings. This is not my only story of harassment on the transit train. So I'm going to come back to y'all again with another story time another day. So hopefully I can upload this tonight and talk to y'all later. Smooches.